Good afternoon and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. My name is Limba Mupetami, and it was yet another great weekend of sports ranging from cricket, tennis, cycling, boxing, football, as well as athletics. Now, I don't want to obviously not just talk, I want to show you what we have covered. And with that, let's have a look at the sport pages of today's edition. Of course, a little bit of something for everyone. Now, starting off with cricket news, Namibia triumphed over emerging South Africa over the weekend. The head coach of the Namibia senior team, Pierre de Bruin, said that obviously he was a happy man and expressed his satisfaction and with the performance of the players after they beat South Africa 2-1 in the third one-day match to win the Castellite 50-over series. Namibia is preparing for the World Cup, the Cricket World Cup, which will be held in India later this year. Now, in tennis news, the youth teams also had some great action happening over the weekend. However, the tennis action was dominated by the South African juniors at the International Tennis Federation Under-18 tournament in Windhoek. Which ended with 4 South Africans contesting the boys and girls finals on Saturday. The home nation's remaining challenger, Conor van Schalkwyk, was eliminated in the semi-final at the Central Tennis Club on Friday, when he was narrowly defeated. The boys' final saw third-seeded Neil taking on his fourth-seeded compatriot, Conor Kruger, who survived a tough challenge to clinch his first ITF tournament win. Now, in the girls section, the champion Kelly Arends proved too strong for the top seed Leah van Zyl, emerging as the winner. Now, also we have cycling news, and as always, the evergreen Michelle Foster put on an impressive performance to beat New Zealand's champion Samara Shepherd in the 50 kilometers Karapoti Classic MTB Challenge in New Zealand on Saturday. Foster took the first place in 2 hours 52 minutes by more than 10 minutes ahead of the former champion. Now, more of that news is of course in today's Namibian Sun Sports as well as in the Republican as well. Now, with that, let's take a break, and then when we get back, we will get into boxing news as well as athletics and netball.
21 Skoda Game 3 Karapoti Classic. You've been in New Zealand training, obviously you've got a little bit of train. Is that course out there today what you were expecting?
Well, coming from Namibia, from the desert, this is like unusual for us, mud and rain, it's just not our terrain. But I must say, I've been training in Auckland most of the time, and coming here it's a bit more rocky, so it's more at home for me, so I quite actually loved it today.
And I understand you've been in New Zealand for a couple of months. You're training to get ready for the Tokyo Olympics. Was that always the plan, or did COVID kind of deal with that and force you over here for some training? What's going on? Why did you choose New Zealand?
Well, we actually immigrated to New Zealand in January, so that's actually, so now I'm here to start here training, which is awesome. Awesome terrain to train, and so I'm off to France next month, this month actually, and then off to the Olympics.
Okay, and so obviously you've immigrated to New Zealand, you're obviously liking the mountains, liking New Zealand for a win here at the Games in Skoda Karapoti Classic. We're going to see you in New Zealand soon at the next Olympics.
Now, it's always great speaking to Michelle Foster, and whenever she takes part in a competition, she always makes sure that she's in the top 3. Of course, applause going out to her from all of us here. Michelle has migrated to Auckland with her family earlier this year, and is in an impressive form as she gets ready for the Tokyo Olympic Games. So we really do hope that she does well with the rest of the team as well. Now, boxing news. It was quite a crazy and hectic weekend for Namibia in terms of in terms of boxing news, because there were 3 events which took place, 2 in Windhoek and 1 in the north. Now, one which took place in Windhoek was that of the MTC Salute Boxing Promotions Tournament, which took place at the Roman Catholic Hall, as well as the AEC May Day, which was hosted by the AC Boxing Promotions at the Nampower Convention Center. Now, in that boxing event, Harry Simon Jr. won against Dominicus Wiyulu in the welterweight division, and Flame Nangolo also beat his opponent in his fight, and that is, of course, Gustav Pietrus. Now, this is just some photos of that action coming through. Now, of course, great and fantastic action coming through over the weekend there. And also now moving onwards to athletics. We had athletics competitions also over the weekend. And that, of course, is the Coca-Cola Namibia School Sport Union National Track and Field Championships for age groups between under 13, 15, 17 and 19. This action took place at the Independence Stadium in Windhoek. Now, the championship gives an opportunity to action staff athletes who use the competitions to just work on their skills. And of course, we took some highlights also. I mean, we took some footage, and here's just some of the highlights from that action.
I'm from Village Gymnasium and I'm on based under 15 male, senior male, field and
Hi, I'm Christine Klein.
Victoria.
I am from Irongo region. I school at Pro Ed Academy and I am the best under 19 at the NSSU Nationals.
My name is Valentino Flies. I'm the best male. I'm the best male for NSSU 2021. I'm from Harta region and I'm coming from Rebord High School.
Vrek het wat 'n voorreg win toe gimnasium atletiekklub met my superatlete. Ons is dankbaar vir COVID wat verby is, semi verby is en ons kan deelneem met al hierdie pragtige atlete in die geleentheid. Dit is nou hard work pays off. Well done aan al my lekker atlete.
Those highlights certainly just show that youth sports is certainly alive and well in the country. Now, if you'd like to see more highlights of that action, please do go to the My Zone Facebook page to just catch more of that. Now, when it comes to netball, there are just some people who can't get enough of it. And since the MTC Namibia Netball Premier League season kicked off, you know, a great response has come out of that. Now, over the weekend, I spoke to Imelda Nerongo, the Secretary General of Netball Namibia, and she said that they are quite impressed with the way the underdog teams are playing. Now, she specifically spoke about a team called Dollar Signs, saying that, Dollar Stars rather, saying that the results which they picked up over the weekend are not really a true reflection of how they are playing, and that they have been performing quite well. Now, she said that this is a village team and they don't really know any other action apart from playing in the dusty services of the Valle village. So obviously the league is proving to be a good place for the netball players from the village to just pick up on skills and so forth. Now, in the football circles, of course, concluding now the local news which took place over the weekend, young aspiring footballers will have the opportunity to be coached by professional footballer Ryan Yambe. Now, Yambe is a defender who plays his trade for English second division side Blackburn Rovers in England, and he's extending his skills beyond the football pitch as he will be giving coaching clinics over the next week to come. Of course, he's joined in partnership by Colin Benjamin, a former player of the Brave Warriors, as well as the former captain of the Brave Warriors, and that is Ronald Kechere. Now, if you'd like to take part or you want to sign your child up for these coaching clinics, please do check out today's back page of the Namibian Sun just to get more information as to the link you can follow to do that. Now, Rian is also looking at opening a football academy, hence the coaching clinic. So it's a great opportunity for locals and local aspiring footballers just to sign up and, of course, get some training there. Now, with that, we are going to take another break, and then when we get back, we're going to go into international news. Now, the Tokyo Olympic Games are fast approaching, and one of the best runners in the world, rather, will be taking part in that competition as well, and that is Kenenisa Bekele, who is now a doubtful for the Tokyo Olympic Marathon after sitting out Saturday's Ethiopian selection race. I went through some of the articles that were written by international media, and he said that he couldn't run in that altitude. I'm not sure how true that is. But the 38-year-old Bekele decided to sit the race out, the 35-kilometer race out, and now we are looking if they are rather looking if there's another race which he can take part in order to qualify for the Olympic Games. Obviously, it would be very nice to see him racing at the Olympics. Now, when it comes to South Africa, a lot of people love football, and this has also, touched on the Namibians as well, who support a lot of clubs in the South African Premier League. Now, on yesterday, Mamelodi Sundowns played Peter Shalulile's Mamelodi Sundowns played Dion Hoto's Orlando Pirates, and they beat them 3-0. And that means, of course, that Mamelodi Sundowns now goes back to the top of the log with 51 goals. Now, Peter Shalulile also scored the second goal of that match, which is a great improvement, also for Mamelodi Sundowns, as they were beaten by Kaizer Chiefs. And this also puts Shalulile in a position where he can really, really race for the Golden Boot. Now, when it comes to boxing, Joshua, a lot of people have been speaking about Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury's fight. Now, people are now saying that is dead in the water. Of course, Fury's promoter said that, and now the concern is that the fight will not take place as it is a little bit closer to, it was announced quite early, and they're still working on certain contractual agreements before the two fighters can get into the boxing ring. Now, also, when it comes to football, the English Premier League, Manchester United was supposed to play Liverpool yesterday, but that match was postponed as hundreds of fans protested against the owners, the Glaciers, as they invaded Old Trafford. The protests are against the failed European Super League, of which Joel Glazer was going to be the vice chairperson. And now that match has been postponed, which of course has upset a lot of Man United fans as well as the Liverpool fans as well. Now that obviously now is just a roundup of what happened over the weekend, and it concludes today's show. So please do catch us again on Thursday as we bring you a preview show of what you can catch over the weekend.